All right, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I'm going to share how to repair a window screen that has a hole or a tear in it, likely caused by something outside of your control. Window screens may come in different installations, but just in the example with mine here, I just unlocked the window and released the tabs on the top, which swung the window inward. There were two tabs on the screen itself that rotate that release it from the frame. This is a pretty simple process. All right, so the tools you're going to need for this job, you're going to want a really sharp knife. You could probably do it with a sharp pair of scissors, but I prefer a box cutter. They're pretty sharp and cut around the sides of the screen. A screwdriver, we'll talk about that in a minute. You're going to want to pick up a kit like this from your local home improvement store. Also, a tool you'll need is some common sense. This kit already had been used on 2 windows and I didn't have enough screen material left for a third and to shoot this video. So I headed back to the home improvement store. The store with the blue logo only has the separate materials and tools and not the repair kit. The home improvement store with the orange logo actually has the kits. Just ask an employee if you can't locate them or you get lost. The kit comes with screen roll, spline, which is a black rubber cord that acts as an O-ring to hold the screen material in place, and a spline tool. There's 2 edges on this, the one wheel, the concave, and that is going to be for, it's got a little indention in there, and the wheel, it's going to be for inserting the spline back in the edges. And this one is for setting the screen in the edge before you apply the spline. And I'll go through that in a minute. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take my small screwdriver or whatever kind of pry tool you want to use for this. And you want to find the corner where the spline begins. So right there, it's broken. It's not actually broken, but that's the way it's set. So I'm going to try to pry that out. But I'm going to start there and peel it out. And it should just come right out, depending on how old your screens are, how dry rotted they are. If they're like this and they need a little persuasion, see if you could start it on one end and pull the material out, because you want that, at least for mine, I want that channel to be as clean as possible. You unroll your material over the frame and use the convex roller to indent the material into the channel. I usually just do the indentation 2 sides at a time, followed by spline, then complete the other 2 sides. When you're ready for the spline, push the end into the channel as close as you can to a corner. Use the concave roller, the wheel that is rounded inward, to press the spline into place. It always takes me a couple of passes to get the new spline all the way into the channel. Sometimes multiple passes just to make sure that it's tight. The challenge for me doing this on a dining room table is simple, just keeping the frame still, so my first attempt at one of these procedures required a repeat, specifically setting the spline into place. One thing to keep in mind here is how tight you keep the material while you're making your indentation and setting the spline. You could place some weight or a clamp on the roll and the end of the material. I wasn't too concerned about the wrinkles and imperfections. As I go on placing the spline around the frame, I can't speak enough on running the tool more than once over the spline to get it seated as well as possible.
Once it's all into place, it's just a matter of trimming the excess material around the edges to make it look as neat as possible. I chose a box cutter because it allows you to trim as close to the frame as you can. Once you get it trimmed, just reinstall your screen and you are good to go. Thanks for watching, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you in the next one.